I'm caught in your whispers. There's nothing that I could do to want to escape from you. I'm caught in your whispers. There's nothing that I could do to want to escape from you.
Yes, the boat land.
Oh dear.
I'm caught in your whispers. There's nothing that I could do to want to escape from you. I'm caught in your whispers. There's nothing that I could do to want to escape from you.
As I'm running through this jungle, I see faces. I'm looking back at you, but you won't stop chasing. Don't make me look back no more, nor if you miss it. I'm about to fall if I run through all these barriers. As I'm running through this jungle, I see faces. I'm looking back at you, but you won't stop chasing. Don't make me look back no more, nor if you miss it. I'm about to fall if I run through all these barriers.
Traveling to Laredo.
Okay, welcome. Today is November the 7th, 2018, and welcome to this broadcast of the Rose League. We've got Verity Academy we have NL University versus the Golden Lions. This is a game. First map is going to be Dorado. It's an escort map, so no capture point in sight. So on the blue team we have NL University. On the red team we have the Golden Lions. Looks like they're just setting up here. For the defense, it looks like NL University is going to be running the D.Va, Moira, Mei, Zarya, Brig, and Reinhardt. Interesting composition. Not going to have a terrible amount of range here. Oh, but it does look like they're going to hold in the red building. This is a very cheeky strat. You're actually able to contest the payload from inside of that building. So we'll see how this works out for them. With the opposing side running dive, this is certainly going to be difficult to contest. And there they are contesting the point, putting up the Mei wall. Golden Lions, not quite sure what to do just yet. Looks like their Widow's trying to find an angle. This is a very exciting strategy, let me tell you. Absolutely riveting. Anyways, Golden Lion running a dive with double sniper and a Zen Mercy, very classic composition, versus this new age nonsense. Looks like they're trying to contest from the back, not finding much success though. This composition's so effective on this map. Looks like they're gonna swap over to the Junkrat on the attacking side, just try and break through this this hold. Mei wall comes back up. Now all they have to do is worry about the backside as the Mei wall comes down though. So they're gonna get a bit of pressure in. Everybody's still holding really well, very high health points. Excuse me. As NL University continues their hold. Oh, but Golden Lions coming up on their Hanzo ultimate. That's definitely going to break this up. Takes down Big Brainer. Apex drops Rudog. Tylad dropping Technique. It looks like they're finally going to break through this hold. Actually making progress on the payload. Golden Lions doing a great job of just sticking together and picking off each of the defending NL University one by one. As Phoenix gets his mech back. Looks like we're coming into the first choke point, and NL is holding a bit back as Golden Lions comes into their backline. Tire coming in from Golden Lions, finds Icy's mech. Golden Lions absolutely putting in work here. Brings back up Ninja Swim. Apex pops the rally. As the Golden Lions finds a pick on the Big Brainer. This is definitely going to break up the fight, but they bring out the Grav. Trans to contest that. Looks like they threw in the freeze, but it may have gotten eaten by the enemy D.Va. That was huge. Spike takes out Apex, and it looks like this is wrapping up pretty quickly. Oh, but it looks like they're coming back with some picks. Excursions pops the Moira ultimate, and Tylad coming in with the hero play, dropping the D.Va and the baby, as Big Brainer comes in with a huge shatter onto both of the supports. This shuts down the push by Golden Lions, and they're going to have to reset here.
60 seconds remaining.
Only 60 seconds left on this map. NL University able to hold or stall a lot of time off of this clock. before the ult economy built up for Golden Lions. Looks like they're gonna swap over to the Reinhardt to try and push through here. Tyre coming in from behind. Dragon coming in from the front. This is a good split of the team. Tyre finds the mech and the Mei. Looks like they're up 2 right now. This is a huge push right here. It's gonna take a miracle for them to come back from this push. Looks like Spite is the attacking team. And they are gonna get .1 on this first Dorado. Golden Lions defending very, very far back. It's interesting that they decided to take this route. Oh, here they come pushing up, taking the fight straight on against NL University. Popping the grab, it's big. Using the Mercy Valk to keep them up. Spike gets down to about half. Ellie does find the res though, but pays for it with her life. They pop the nano boost onto Spike and use the dragon on Technique. Big Brainer gets a big shatter onto Spike. This may be enough to turn it. Oh, but no. Spike coming back. And it looks like they are going to continue this push. Oh, I was incorrect. They are going to get pushed back a little bit as Spike does go down at the hands of Red Vader. I'm sorry if I'm mixing up the team names. My colors are scuffed. The colorblind mode doesn't seem to work too well, at least when spectating. Red Vader finding the Pharah. That was a huge, huge play. Not seeing KKJS popping the blade now. Doesn't look to be finding. Does find their Ana, and this is going to shut down the push completely. Red Vader with the hero play on that push. Excursions did pop the Moira ultimate though, so they did commit 2 ultimates to that fight. They do have Diva Bomb though, coming up on Sound. They're gonna have grab up for this last fight as well, that'll be interesting. The attacking team does have Shatter, however, that could be huge. Along with EMP coming up, that could be a big, big combo to sway this fight in their favor. Pushing forward are the attackers. Looking for an opening on that Shatter. As Big Brainer gets hacked, comes in with a huge 5k Shatter right in the back line. Charges in, finishes off Tylad as Big Brainer is stalling the point. They pop Sound, but it's not enough to keep Spike up. This fight could go either way right now. As they pop EMP to cancel the Coalescence, that was absolutely gigantic. Still anyone's fight, but Red Vader coming in with the blade in the back finds the Mercy as the Diva ult goes up. Doesn't find anybody, but this fight is looking as good as over as the defending team successfully held on the streets phase of Dorado. Rudog stalling and Spike coming in, trying to get that extra stall time, popping the bomb on point to force them off of it. Icy gets demeched, but Bomb doesn't find anyone as they pop the grab on the point. Spike shatters to counter that and prevent damage from coming in. Big Brainer though coming in with a huge, huge shatter that looks like finish off this fight. It's only a matter of time now before the attackers are completely shut down and cleaned up. Tracer on point to contest. Coalescence coming back up. Recalls still there. Finally taken down, and that is going to be round 1 of Dorado.
Score 0-1. Switching sides.
Pretty handily by the I'm sorry, that was pretty good defense by NL University. Held for a very, very long time. Definitely drained the clock a lot. I believe that's what turned the fight in their favor, despite 2 successful attacks by the Golden Lions. We'll see how they decide to attack this round. coming out looks like they are just going to be running a classic Moira Goats.
Attackers incoming in 30
Be interesting to see how the attacking team decides to oppose this. Or perhaps counter it. I know Zen Goats counters... Is it Zen or Ana Goats? Or it's definitely Zen Goats that counters the Moira Goats. NL University coming out, trying to find some info. They are going to be running an Ana, Genji, Hanzo with a Lucio. Lucio is taken down quicker in this fight. KKJS does get demeched by Red Vader, but this fight is still anyone's game as Icy does work in the backline. Big Brainer, though, falling down. This is going to shut down this attack quick. As Golden Lions has their first successful hold under their belt. Looks like Spike is already coming up on his Shatter. Oh, excuse me. As well as Ninja Swim coming up on Coalescence very, very soon. That could be a big combo. Red Vader swapping over to the Pharah. That's definitely going to be trouble for this Ghost composition. Big Brainer shatters, doesn't find anyone. Also gets countercharged by Spikes as Icy goes down. Spike drops Big Brainer, and this looks like another successful defense, but not having to commit any ultimates. That's huge. Ellie does drop as he was committing the sound barrier to that. That's a big, big pick. Big loss for the defending team as they do start to fall back as a result of that push. KKJS still looking to clean up in the backline. A little bit out of position, but Moira does manage to bail him out. Spike gets booped out of position, but then gets booped back by the Reinhammer. Now they're at the choke. Tylad does have that grab, and they also have the Nano Blade online. Be interesting to see if they, how many ults they commit to this. Icy comes up with the blade, but does not get nano boosted. It looks like they missed and hit Apex instead. That's unfortunate, but Icy still does pick off Technique. Big Brainer picking off Spike. Big Brainer also picking off Ninja, but Apex falls in the process. This looks to be yet another successful attack. Big Brainer cleaning up people way up front. As Icy just goes in for some cheeky damage, trying to rebuild his ultimate. Already coming up on it, that's huge. The attacking side's already going to have, saved Shatter, saved Grab, and got their Barrage online. Apex brought Sound back online, and Icy is nearly at another Blade. Defenders, on the other hand, do have Grab and Coalescence combo, along with that Brigitte rally, and Sound Bear, and actually Bomb, so they have a lot of options here. As they initiate this fight, popping rally. Defending team is going to pop the Grab Barrage combo. As now the attackers are using their Grab Bomb combo. Not going to pick anybody up, though. Big Brainer does fall to the hands of Rudog, and it looks like they're shutting down this attack. Committing a lot of ultimates to that fight was the attackers. The defenders. Going to be interesting to see whether or not they're able to hold with this massive economy deficit.
Get the table moving. We can do this.
My ultimate is ready.
Spike looking to build up that Shatter. Does not block Big Brainer Shatter as he does get knocked down by it. Icy coming in with the blade, but not really finding much. Currently the teams are even. Red Vader and Icy both falling. Only tanks in this fight. As the defending side does decide to fall back a little bit, as they have lost their main tank. The attacking side's going to be getting very close here. Defenders, once again, having no ultimates online. Very unfortunate for them. Ninja on the Moira coming in to stall a little bit, but gets taken down by Icy on that McCree. Oh, huge bubble block by Tylad to save Big Brainer there. But ultimately, I'm not quite sure it was enough. But KKJS getting demeched, that could be turning. Spike also getting down to the Coalescence. This could be huge as they pop the Grab, and it looks like that is going to be enough to push them to the goal.
victory. Play of the game.
Great first map there. hard though from the defending side. Not quite managing their well enough to hold there.
To be expected.
Just gonna give a little shout out to our sponsor, Athens Pegasus. They are a premier esports group. I'm sorry, esports organization. They are currently competing in the Rose Leagues. So, thrilling to see them later on in the season. But yeah, big thanks to Athens Pegasus for making this all possible. Next map is going to be the control map of Lijiang. Be interesting to see what teams do here. I imagine we'll see a lot of goats on Control Center. However, it'll be interesting to see whether teams opt to run goats or dive on maps like Garden and Night Market. Alright, looks like both teams are ready. Be underway shortly. Alright, now as we load into Lijiang Tower, let's see what our first map is going to be. On this control map. Looks like it is going to be Control Center. Will be interesting to see what teams decide to run here. This map is a very, very good goats map. I imagine we'll see sort of a rock, paper, scissors battle with the 3 different goats variants. We have Moira goats, which is countered by Zen goats. Zen goats, which is countered by Ana goats. And Ana goats, which is countered by Moira goats, although it is a little bit more difficult. Also have a couple of substitutions. Garfield being subbed out for the main tank slot on the Golden Lion side. Be interesting to see what he can do here.
Round 1. Capture.
Looks like Golden Lions are going to be running a classic Moira Goats, and NL University running that Ana Goats. So, nearly even battle here, although I would say that Golden Lions do have the slight advantage as far as composition. Huge anti-heal coming in. Able to pick up 2 from it. That's absolutely massive. Able to pick up a 3rd as well. Hero play by Excursions on that Ana to find that anti-nade. And this is going to shut down the first push handily. NL University proving me wrong. Caster's Curse. Golden Lions coming in on the attack, popping the Coalescence. Garfield getting countercharges. Red Vader comes in with the blade in the back line. Another pretty big anti onto the Brig. Golden Lions picking up 2 in this fight, but NL University coming right back with those picks. Popping the rally, going in. NL University loses their main tank, but Apex not quite in time with that sound barrier. It looks like NL University, or I'm sorry, Golden Lions are going to clean up this fight. Just struggling to finish off Tylad, but he does take out T-Mac Rudog before he goes. Be interesting to see whether they opt to hold at the door, or more likely, because of their man advantage, hold back a little bit. Looks like they are going to decide to hold at the door, trusting that their D.Va can get back in time. Huge! Another gigantic anti-heal, followed by the grab dragon combo. At the last moment, huge play by Ellie. That was absolutely gigantic. Didn't even see that. The shatter being cleaned up by the Coalescence, absolutely saving the attack. That was massive by Ellie of the Golden Lions. Golden Lions getting back, regrouping. NL University meeting them at this first choke point, though. Popping the grab, that is massive. Rudog getting antied, though. They are able to finish off two, though, the main tank and the Hanzo. And it looks like this is just going to be another cleanup by Golden Lions. Looking at our ult economy here, Golden Lions do have the sound barrier and Coalescence. And Rally. So all of their support ultimates, but no tank ultimates coming up compared to NL University with that Shatter, Blade, and Nano. So they have quite a few options for combos here. They are going to opt to use the Nano Blade. Red Vader hopping in the back, but gets pinned, bubbled just in time as Big Brainer comes in with a gigantic Shatter under the backline. Not finding anyone, though, as Ellie does pop the Coalescence to keep them up. This fight is still anyone's game. The big mess that is Goats. Whole Hog does get antied, but Garfield finding Big Brainer. And it looks like, once again, Golden Lions are just going to clean up. NL University having time for maybe one more push, but they committed almost all of their ultimates to that fight, only having Sound and Dragon to rely on at this point. Garfield holding on to that Shatter, though. That's going to be huge. They opt to pop the Dragon early and Sound to initiate, splitting the team, finding Whole Hog. That could be big. Also finding Black Silver. Garfield pins Big Brain out of position, but Apex and Excursions come in with the save to keep them up. Garfield opting not to use his Shatter. I believe that was a mistake, as NL University really did not have much economy to make that push, but they made it work for him. Golden Lions now coming back on the attack. NL University opting to hold back a little bit, giving them a bit of space. Against this Goats comp, though, I think that's a wise choice. They get a huge grab, and here comes the bomb. Shatter is blocked, and it looks like Golden Lions are just going to be cleaning up this fight once again, looking absolutely dominant after the first map of Dorado. Icy is going to try and stall the point here for a little bit, but getting cleaned up quickly. Apex and Red Vader coming in for the stall, but this is desperate for sure. Garfield finally popping that Shatter, finds 3. And it is going to be the Golden Lions taking the first point, or first map, I'm sorry, of Lijiang.
Score 0-1.
Second map here is going to be Garden, still on Lijiang. Be interesting to see what teams opt to do here. Looks like Golden Lions opting for a... Would this be the... Oh yeah, this would be the Flying Goats strategy. Bringing out some of the new World Cup meta that Team Canada ran against China, although unsuccessfully. This is going to be up against NL University's more, I guess you could say, more typical dive with Ana. Or actually, no, it is a triple support dive with the Pharah, D.Va, and Winston. The Flying Goat strat of Golden Lions opting to go through the right side to prevent that Pharah from getting much damage in, but she is finding it through the window, spamming in damage. And looks like they found Icy Phoenix out of position. Absolutely everybody goes to initiate on her. But Whole Hog does get moved off the map by Rudog. Red Vader drops Ellie, and this is still anyone's fight. KKJS finding Apex, and it looks like it is going to be I'm sorry, the Golden Lions cleaning up after a long fight on the objective. Still, nobody has capped, as both teams just running into stall. Red Vader ulting with the barrage, trying to find anything really. Most of it gets eaten up by Rudog, but he does get demeched in the process. And it looks like NL University is finally going to opt to restage and reset. But Golden Lions have not yet capped the objective. Garfield realizing this and going back to the point, as KKJS finishes off excursions right up front. NL University already having Primal Rage, Coalescence, Bomb. Really, they have all of their ultimates except the Barrage coming up, and same on the Golden Lions side except for that rally. So this is going to be a big economy fight. I think it's going to come down to whichever team manages their ultimates better. With respects to the next fight. Despite running dive, NL University opting to go through the interior. Not going to get much of a jump there. Both teams popping Coalescence. Big Brainer does pick off KKJS, but Rudog with the bomb finds Red Vader. That's a huge pick. Big Brainer coming back with the bomb onto Whole Hog. Both teams have committed pretty much exactly the same ultimates into this fight so far. As IC rallies trying to turn this fight in their favor, and it looks like it's going to work. As Golden Lions is forced off of the objective. However, if you look at the economy here, NL University used a ton of ultimates to win that fight. Golden Lions, comparatively speaking, may have... Well, actually, no, I stand corrected. Both teams used a lot of ultimates. Black Silver only holding his Grav, and Tylad holding his Primal. So, once again, even economies. Golden Lions going to swap over to that classic Moira Goats, running in from the left side once again. Or, I'm sorry, the White Room once again. Going to take the fight up front. And gets a huge grab as Tylad pops his Primal to try and stay up and boop some of the damage away from him. Neither side has fallen yet. Getting a huge shatter onto Red Vader. Not being able to clean him up, though, as the bomb is committed to this fight. Finds Red Vader. That's big. NL University also using their bomb, not finding anything. This is still anyone's fight, as NL University pops their sound barrier to try and keep them in this. The Goats composition absolutely tearing through. Ellie, unfortunately, falling off the map. Hate to see that. Sometimes it just be like that. NL University still staying in it, though, cleaning up, and it looks like they are going to turn this point in their favor. Oh, we're coming in on the stall. Keep in mind, though, Golden Lions finally capping the point. You can tell I haven't had my coffee yet today. Even though it's 8:30 at night, but, you know. NL University once again opting to go through the White Room. Looks like they're going to have Grav and Coalescence coming online, along with Primal. Popping that Grav early does not get eaten. They pop Bomb and Sound to try and contest it, and it looks like it is going to work. Golden Lions holding off the attack of NL University once again. As Rudog celebrates on the objective with a little dance emote. This is definitely going to be the last fight for NL University. Golden Lions popping that grab early. Excursions with a huge boop. Gets finds too. Absolutely gigantic hero play for his team. But it looks like Golden Lions still coming up with some of those picks. Will they be able to contest? NL University with the desperation bomb on the objective. Golden Lions said, hey, I can do that too, but not finding anything. Golden Lions coming in with the Doomfist as NL University pops Sound on the objective, trying to keep it up, but that's not enough for Big Brainer, as it looks like Golden Lions may have this second map. Cleaning up, and looks like just the Tracer and Monkey on point right now. And it does look like Golden Lions is going to take this second map, and therefore... Oh, nope. Sorry about that. NL University coming back in, still trying to stall. Not to last long for them though, as Golden Lions pop the sound on point. Tylad's still coming in trying to stall it. He is the only one there. And that is going to be it. Golden Lions is going to take map 2, and we have a tied series.
Play of the game.
Whole Hog with this gorgeous... Was this the boop? Not sure yet. Oh, no, it was not. It was the sound barrier followed by... Oh, it was a boop onto Apex there. Great, great gameplay from Whole Hog of the Golden Lions. So, going into Volskaya Industries, we have a tied series, 1-1, in this Diamond Elo competition. And coming up on halftime here, I'm going to give another quick shout out to our sponsor, Athens Pegasus, a premier esports organization. Happily, are also competing in this tournament. Be very, very exciting to see them later on in the season. And we are going to take a quick 5-minute break here for halftime. Okay, sounds good.
A frozen night, but everyone's moving out. We all need time, but there's no way to slow it down.
Sorry, I'm back. Alright, halftime is over. And we are going to be starting the next map. This is going to be Volskaya Industries.
Traveling.
The series is currently tied between NL University and the Golden Lions 1-1, coming into this map number 3, which is going to be a 2CP lull. Setting up here. Unfortunately, Matt was not able to make it to this stream tonight. Hopefully we'll see him later on in the evening, if not, then sometime for our next broadcast. Very, very busy man is Matt. Anyways, NL University coming out with the triple support running Moira, Brigitte, and Lucio, with Icy running the Hanzo and Tylad and Big Brainer running the Ryan Zarya combination. Golden Lions looks like they are going to be running Moira Goats. Be interesting to see how this
3, 2, 1.
works out for them.
Is incoming. Defend objective A.
Golden Lions pushing the choke here, just scoping out their options. NL University opting to hold back, allowing the Golden Lions to take on that high ground. But looks like NL University is going to read that and rotate up to the high ground to meet them. Big Brainer does get booped off of that high ground though, and it looks like Golden Lions is going to have the advantage here, as Excursions, Apex, and Red Vader fall, taking out all of the healing for NL University. That's going to be a quick .1 for Golden Lions. Big Brainer trying to get a little bit of contest, but not finding it.
My ultimate is charging. I am on fire!
Tylad retreating, trying to get away, hopefully not staggering himself. That could lead to a snowball. Oh, unfortunately he does fall. This could be huge for the Golden Lions. They have to capitalize on this. They do have Coalescence they have Coalescence up, Bomb, and Sound coming up very soon. They pop the Coalescence early, initiating the fight with that. Initiate on Big Brainer. That's a huge, huge pick by the Golden Lions. They could turn this point very quickly, or at least get 1 or 2 ticks on it. They find Red Vader. This is huge. Finding Apex. Tylad finally back on the point. Popping grab, but gets eaten. That's massive. Icy popping that dragon, trying to stall the point out, not finding anything. Big Brainer coming back on. Gets knocked down before he's able to pop Shatter. And it looks like Golden Lions are going to hold. Absolutely massive, massive .1 push. Tylad unfortunately getting caught out of position there. May have been wiser just to go down.
0 to 2. Switching sides.
6:17 remaining on the clock. That is a huge, huge time make for the Golden Lions, regardless of what happens in this second round. So unless NL University can push it just as fast, it's going to be an uphill battle for them, unfortunately. NL University, Golden Lions on their defense, opting to stick with this goat strat. Worked out so well for them the first round. It looks like NL University reading that, though, as they are running a Pharah. It'd be interesting to see if they stick with that. Or as I like to call her, Sky Junkrat. This is definitely a counter to Golden Lions' composition, but if Icy Phoenix on that far is not able to find the picks quickly, or if they initiate too quickly on the front line, it could spell trouble for them.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers in
So NL Lions sticking with that Pharah.
objective A.
Or I'm sorry, NL University. Getting my team names mixed up. Running that that pharmacy combination. Golden Lions opting to hold inside though, sticking out of the Pharah fire. NL University very quickly rotating to the point, and now Golden Lions have to initiate, losing their Moira and their Lucio early. This Pharah is definitely countering the GOAT's composition, but both of the supports also fall for the side of NL University. But because of this 2CP map, it looks like it is going to go in favor of NL University. As Icy Phoenix finishes off Black Silver. Bullhog already back on that objective though, and Rudog's still there. But NL University is going to be able to reassemble their team quicker than Golden Lions. Hopefully Golden Lions read that and opt to fall back rather than contesting this point, as this will be a very difficult fight for them to take. Big Brainer popping a huge shatter, finding 3, cleaning up Whole Hog, gets charged. Tyler gets charged by Garfield off of the map. And it looks like this is just going to be a attempt at a stall, trying to drain the time bank. Actually a pretty smart choice considering how much time they managed to finish with.
Objective lost. New defense point.
Golden Lions, it'll be interesting to see if they decide to switch up the composition. Looks like they're going to stick with it. Bold move. As NL University was putting in work with the Pharah. I take that back. Black Silver does swap from Zarya over to the Pharah. Looks like he's just going to take the one-on-one Pharah battle. Icy Phoenix, though, sneaking around back, trying to find a cheeky barrage. It looks like Golden Lions do see it coming, though. Big Brainer does try to pop Shatter, not finding anything. Garfield does find Excursion as well as Red Vader. And it looks like this is going to be a successful hold by Golden Lions, as NL University falls back and attempts to reassemble.
Swiftly.
Golden Lions, due to their just sheer pace on the first point, already have more time in their bank than the attacking NL University do. But NL University having better ult economy this fight. Be interesting to see if they can capitalize on that. They do have the grab barrage combo. They pop Coalescence early on, just trying to suppress that Moira, or that Pharah. Big Brainer does get taken out early though, but a huge grab. Does barrage as well, but most of it gets eaten. Does find 2 though, this could be huge. NL University, it looks like they're just trying to finish off. They have to get these picks quickly though, because the defending team will be able to make their way back very quickly. NL University trying to get even just a tick, but Golden Lions doing a very good job of stalling the point right now. They are playing pretty split. Big Brainer, huge shatter, finds 4. That was gigantic hero play by him. Garfield charging back onto the point, doesn't find anything. Icy Phoenix absolutely putting in work on this Pharah, being so effective. And they do find that second tick there, that's huge for them. NL University may actually be able to finish off this map. I was talking about 1 tick, they're going for all 3. Bullhog tries to stall, not finding much. Black Silver coming back in on a Doofus, trying to stall. Icy Phoenix barrages, solo barrages the Hammond. Good call considering how much health he has. And NL University finishing off the map, but not quite as much time as their opponents.
Score 2-2.
So it's going to be 6 minutes and 17 seconds for Golden Lions and 4 minutes and 19 seconds for NL University. So 2-minute deficit here, but overall with that much time, to be honest, not much of a handicap. Given that both teams finished this map very quickly. NL University will be attacking first as they had less time on their clock. Looks like Golden Lions coming out with... Well, not sure yet. They're still making swaps.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Looks like they're going to be running Junkrat and McCree with Ryan Zarya and Ana Lucio. Looks like they're going to use that McCree to counter the NL University Pharah. NL University running a sort of a modified Goats, opting to go with a Mercy instead of a Brigitte and a Pharah instead of a D.Va. Not really though, as that Pharmacy is just going to spam in damage. But KKJS putting in damage on that Pharah, just trying to keep her back, keep her off the team. NL University coming up, taking the fight straight on. Big Brainer does get antied early on though. Icy finds Whole Hog. Icy finds Garfield as well. Looks like KKJS not doing quite enough to suppress that Pharah, as she is absolutely putting in work for NL University. Black Silver though finding excursions late in this push. Looks like the Junkrat's gonna be the only one contesting. Well, Whole Hog coming back in, trying to stall out a little bit. KKJS also coming in. KKJS gets nanoed. Be interesting if they make something from this. They do find the Mercy. That's a huge pick. They also find Big Brainer. This would be a gigantic hold if they can manage it. And it looks like they will. Absolutely massive. Coming from such a huge player deficit, impressive to see them hold there, and not really committing many ultimates to that fight either. KKJS is going to have the mostly useless ult in the game, also known as High Noon. Black Silver coming up with that Tire and Rudog with that grab, so that's a big combo there. Garfield also having Shatter, but on the attacking side, NL University is going to have pretty much all of their ultimates online, give or take. NL University initiating early, the Tire and grab comes in big, huge. Cute finds two, both the tanks for NL. That's going to shut down their push early. But once again, NL committing no ultimates to that fight compared to Golden Lions committing two. They are coming up on Nano and Sound though, so it'll be interesting to see if that sways the fight. They're opting to hold on the point here, trying to avoid that Pharah. And just let KKJS do his thing and pick her off. NL University this time opting to go to the high ground. Trying to catch the Ana, unsuspecting, gets bubbled though, that's a big save. High Noon coming in for the Golden Lions, doesn't find anyone. Stuns the Pharah, but after she had used her boosters, Ellie does eventually find Icy, but it looks like Apex is going to get the res off. Garfield with a big shatter on the point. And this is still anyone's fight, as NL University is still trying to just fight it out. Icy with a huge barrage, finding two, and it looks like that is going to wrap up this fight. And this big hold from Golden Lions, draining quite a bit of time, almost 3 minutes off the clock of NL University. They are going to get an extra 30 seconds here to push on to point 2, having 2 minutes, so maybe 2 or 3 fights on the point. Be interesting to see what they can do here. NL University, though, keeping a lot of their ultimates in the bank. I say a lot, but Grav and Sound Barrier, that's going to be huge for them, but they do not have the Dragon as they just swapped onto the Hanzo. NL University here pushing in, popping Sound and Grav. But gets a huge anti right in the middle, not going to find much because of that Sound Barrier. Whole Hog does pick off Big Brainer. Garfield with a big shatter onto the back line of NL University. That is going to shut down this push. They have to restage quickly so that they have a chance at another fight. Icy also gets staggered, so it looks like this next fight is going to be the last for NL University. They have Shatter and Coalescence also coming up on Dragons, so we could have a fight here. But on the defender side, the Golden Lions do have Grav, Nano, and High Noon. And they are also coming up on Dragon, so an ult economy advantage for the Golden Lions along with their time advantage. We'll see if they play this right here. Initiating quickly is the NL University. Nano and Garfield gets the stun and the shatter. Doesn't find anyone though. Big Brainer falls to Garfield, and that is a huge pick for the Golden Lions, as just Tylad is left out of position contesting the point, and if they restage, they may be able to get one more fight here, but it will be rushed. as they are coming up on that grab dragon. That's a huge combo NL University has, but Golden Lions have exactly the same combo. So this is going to be down to who can get the bigger grab dragon. And if Bullhog can get his sound barrier up soon enough. Oh, but Apex falling early. That's a huge pick. Popping the grab dragon before the NL University, and that is going to wrap it up. Golden Lions holding point 2, draining the entire enemy time bank. NL University not getting a single tick on the point. Six minutes and 17 seconds on the attacking Golden Lions clock. NL University going to run a very spam-heavy composition using Junkrat and Pharah. They still do have the two main healers in the form of Apex and Excursions on that Mercy and Moira.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
But with this much of a time bank and only needing one tick on point 2, NL University is definitely fighting an uphill battle here after that convincing first map on Dorado. Interesting also that Icy swaps off the Junkrat, opting to hand it over to Red Vader, see if he can put in any more work here.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Golden Lions opting to run Goats here, so definitely a hard counter to Goats, but can they make it work, or will they recognize it and swap off? With this much time, you have to say that they definitely should recognize it. Not sure if they will, as Golden Lions initiates onto the point hard. NL University holding strong, though. Fight could still go in anyone's direction, but that spam damage coming in is absolutely huge by NL University, picking off 2, but not before Apex gets the DMAC onto Rudog. But it does look like Golden Lions will be taking point 1 and not committing that much to that fight. Able to make the Goats work against double spam, that is definitely a feat.
Objective lost. New defense.
Rolling on to point 2, Icy Phoenix is going to have that tire online. Red Vader opting to swap over to the Doomfist instead of the Pharah. Interesting considering they're running up against Goats. Remember, Golden Lions only needs one tick on this objective. Icy popping his tire, finding the DMAC onto Rudog and the Lucio Full Hog. This is definitely going to hamper the fight of the Golden Lions, may even shut it down, as it does. Garfield left out of position there. Not sure if they know he's here. I'm going to speak quietly. Icy looks like he's... Oh, does he know? Yes, he does. Garfield opting to... Looks like... Oh, he's gonna get booped off by Icy Phoenix. Great awareness there by Icy Phoenix, recognizing that the Ryan had not yet fallen, and then getting the late stagger. 4 minutes and 56 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for the Golden Lions. Looks like they're just gonna be banking up ultimates, as they have nearly everything right now, but NL University coming back onto the Pharah instead of the Doomfist. They pop the grab early, find 3, pick off KKJS early, and it looks like Golden Lions are going to opt to fall back and just bank on all of their ultimates. I think that they're making the smart choice here, choosing not to use too many ultimates, or any at all, and just going in for a drive push, trying to coax out NL University's ults, but in the process they did feed them quite a bit of ult charges. They already have Barrage coming up, they have Sound, which means they could survive a big grab, they have Shatter, Tire, and Coalescence. Tylab, the only one not having his ultimate anytime soon. Golden Lions popping Rally, popping Coalescence, popping Bomb, finds Red Vader. They also Shatter. Looks like they're committing. This is going to be an all or nothing fight. Icy not finding anything with that tire, but they do pop the Sound to keep up. Is NL University. Big Brainer getting a huge pin on the Black Silver, but not quite finding anything as he's knocked out of position. NL University looks like they're pretty separated here. Big Brainer needs to get back with his team or else this is going to be big. Big Brainer charging back in, but not finding anyone, unfortunately, for NL University. And it looks like Golden Lions are going to clean up this fight. And only needing one tick, that is going to be map number 3 going in favor to the Golden Lions, now holding a 2-1 lead over NL University.
Play of the game.
Big Brainer with the play of the game, coming in with that gigantic 4K shatter. Really enabling NL University to cap the point as quickly as they did. Without that, I don't think we would have seen such a quick map. Next map is going to be the hybrid map with Hollywood. Could be the deciding factor here. Just making sure both teams are ready before I start the map. Doesn't look like they're quite ready yet. So I'm going to give one more shout out to our sponsor, Athens Pegasus, making this possible. Bringing some premier Overwatch gameplay to you guys. And I was told to let you guys know in the chat that unfortunately Matt was not able to make it to this broadcast tonight. Hopefully he'll be at the next one. Looks like teams are going to take a quick timeout here. We'll be back in just one moment.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Alright, looks like both teams are ready to go as we start map number 4 on Hollywood. Golden Lions hoping to close out this series. Oh, looks like we're already needing to pause. Looks like we just need one more moment. Oh, never mind. Came back quick. Oh man, I need to get a less squeaky chair.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Okay, so NL University once again looks like going back to their comfort zone, running the Pharah and Ana for their, or I'm sorry, the pharmacy with Ana and Brig for heals, and classic Ryan Zarya. That's going to be up against Golden Lions Dive with Hanzo, Genji, Ana, and Lucio. Interesting to see what happens here, as Golden Lions does not really have a Pharah counter unless Technique can put in some work, as he does find that pick onto Icy Phoenix. Absolutely critical. Red Vader getting the res off, though. That was a huge shot. Big anti onto both of the tanks of the Golden Lions, but they are able to clean up Whole Hog. Garfield able to finish off Excursions despite that anti-heal, and it looks like NL University is going to hold convincingly here. Despite that huge pick onto Icy early on in that fight. Icy surely going to be playing a little bit more cautiously, recognizing the talent of his counterpart Technique. Golden Lions taking the high ground here, trying to set up an attack, staying out of the sightlines up that Pharah. Oh, unfortunately, Black Silver and Whole Hog are going to fall early, and that is going to shut down this push for the attacking Golden Lions. Oh, but leaving their Ana in the back line. Garfield able to finish her off. This could be big for the Golden Lions as they finish off Big Brainer as well. Absolutely huge turn of events. NL University unfortunately leaving their Ana alone in the back line, and Golden Lions quick to capitalize. As Technique gets the stagger onto Red Vader, that is going to hurt, as she is going to get long spawned.
Stop the payload.
Looks like NL University has quite a few ultimates banked up compared to, well, both teams having quite a few ultimates banked up, besides Technique popping that dragon in the former fight. Popping the grab early on with the barrage. Finding two, and it looks like that is going to be enough to shut down this Golden Lions attack. As Icy gets a late stagger onto Ninja Swim. Golden Lions setting up for another push here. Garfield diving into the back line, or under the high ground. Gets slept, but quickly gets woken up. Tylad does find Whole Hog, though. This is going to be big for the Golden Lions, or for the NL University's defense.
Not waste this opportunity.
As NL University once again convincingly defending this first choke point. But it looks like they're going to pop Nano Blade and the Dragon, along with the bomb. A huge bank of ultimates for Golden Lions used to take that point. 4 ultimates used. That's going to be big for NL University's economy. If all goes well for them, they should be able to hold before this second point. Garfield jumping into the back line on Excursions, decides to nano Big Brainer, gets the anti onto 2 of his attackers. Garfield popping his Primal Rage, though, to stay up. Garfield does find Excursions, but is getting res. Whole Hog finding that sound barrier. Big Brainer getting a big shatter in the back line as NL University begins to clean up this fight. But once again, we see NL University using a lot of ultimates compared to Golden Lions. Golden Lions, though, unfortunately not committing any ultimates besides that sound barrier to that fight. So smart fight from the Golden Lions there. But they do commit the nano boost, which is suspect to say the least. Not quite sure about that call. as it doesn't look like it's going to find anything as he gets slept, and it looks like they are going to retreat, finding nothing from that nano. Unfortunate use there, as Icy does find that late stagger on a ninja swim, trying to make this the last fight. Also finding a pick on the Black Silver, that's huge. That damage boosted Pharah, outputting so much damage. As Technique does try to counter him, but not finding much here. Golden Lions, though, have restacked and are pushing back. It looks like this is going to be their second to last, or if this fight lasts a while, their last fight. NL University with the ult economy advantage here after that wasted nano in the last fight. They do decide to nano Big Brainer, gets blocked by the bubble of Rudog. Still anyone's fight here. Garfield missing the charge. Golden Lions popping the dragon, finding both the tanks. That's huge for them, cleaning up Apex, and it looks like this fight is going to go in favor of the Golden Lions. Icy Phoenix and Red Vader opting just to hide on the roof, trying to avoid the damage. Really, I think they should have just staggered here, as you'll see that's what's going to happen anyways. And the short spawns for NL University looks like they are going to be cleaned up quickly by the Golden Lions. That's big for them, as they are going to be able to generate a lot of space off of those staggers. So setting up here, it looks like Golden Lions is going to have the economy advantage here, as NL University does pop their grab. Icy Phoenix trying to get that barrage and not finding much. Getting picked off early by Technique as they pop the Nanoblade into the backline. Finds Big Brainer, that's huge. Rudog finding Apex, another big pick for Golden Lions, and it looks like they are going to be finishing up this fight. Oh, but huge shatter by Big Brainer into the backline. Tylad, though, still putting in work on that Zarya for NL University. Absolutely gigantic hold from NL there. Icy putting in work on that Mei. Huge plays from NL University. And a really heads-up play by Icy Phoenix, realizing that he had to swap off that Pharah after using a barrage. NL University holding on to their nano. Coming up on Grav. Golden Lions only having the Grav to work with here. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this. Red Vader falling early to Whole Hog. That's a big pick for Golden Lions. Garfield being traded for it, though, as the Grab Dragon comes in, not finding anything, as that Mei wall splits them up. Smart play by Icy.
10 seconds.
And it looks like in this final fight, NL University is going to hold just before the end of the map. Garfield coming on trying to stall, but not quite there in time.
Score 0.
As we finish off round 1, it is 2-0 for the Golden Lions. But we'll see what NL University can do with their attacking round. Alright, as both teams assemble their hero. This map number 4 for the Golden Lions, maybe not going as they wanted. NL University definitely putting up a good fight, trying to push us to a map number 5. Golden Lions on their defense are going to be running
Incoming in 30 seconds.
basically a Goats comp, but instead of the Brig, they're going to be running a Hanzo. Interesting choice. I think reading that NL University is going to be running the Pharah once again, but recognizing that they may have slightly better brawl than the NL University. really relying on technique with that Hanzo to try and get the picks onto Icy Phoenix running the Pharah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Golden Lions opting to hold. Where are they holding? Oh, right around the choke, sorry. Couldn't get my camera in quick. Their big brainer falling early. That's going to be a big pick to shut down this very first attack by NL. As Golden Lions pushing them all the way back to their spawn. Due to that spawning advantage, though, NL will be able to reassemble quickly as... Oh, Icy Phoenix finds the pick on the technique. That could be the pick that NL University is looking for onto Golden Lions. As they have no Pharah counter anymore, so that Pharah able to just absolutely rain damage onto the enemy. But Apex falling early, they're now even in this fight. Red Vader opting to res Apex as Big Brainer gets picked off by Garfield. Icy coming in with the barrage into the backline, finds the Moira, but not much else. And it looks like Golden Lions are going to hold this, despite that man deficit that they experienced early on in the fight. Excursion's nearly picking off Black Silver in that fight, but he does manage to stay up. Although Golden Lions staggered in their defense right now, if NL University can recognize that and capitalize on it, they will have a huge push. Doesn't look like they're going to, unfortunately, for them. Opting to push in just as Garfield gets back on that Reinhardt. NL University looks like they're going to be going around, taking the high ground this time. Golden Lions falling back into the hotel, picking off technique once again early on, as NL University goes on to the point. Oh, the grab of Tylad gets eaten. That's huge. Popping sound, but Big Brainer finding 2 with that shatter, and Garfield coming right back, finding 4 with his shatter. Absolutely gigantic. Icy Phoenix coming in with the barrage, finds 2. This looks like it's going in NL University's favor, but Golden Lions putting up a big fight as Big Brainer just cleaning up the rest of his opposition, finishing with only 3 on the point. Whole Hog thinking about contesting, decides to turn around, but Tylad does not let him get away. He is going to get long spawn, but being a Lucio, he's going to be able to get back quickly.
Stop the payload.
Golden Lions setting up very close, opting to hold at the choke. I think that's the right choice given their composition. Popping the grab on the point as the Golden Lions does not get eaten, as they do not have a diva on the side of NL University. Not finding anything from it though. Opting to pop the Coalescence, also popping Shatter. This is a lot of ult economy committed to a fight that has not found any picks yet. NL University with a huge grab. Apex finding 4. And that is going to shut down the fight quickly for the NL University. But once again, having to pop quite a few ultimate, well, only popping 3, including the rally, which is more of a passive ultimate, I'd say. They still do have the Shatter and the Blade, and Icy is coming up on his Doomfist ultimate. Garfield, though, may be able to respond with a Shatter of his own. Whole Hog also coming up on that sound, so it'll be interesting to see what they can make of this. Golden Lions opting to swap over to their own composition. Huge shatters on both sides, not finding anything for either team, but Black Silver does find excursions early on in this fight. That's less healing, but Apex coming right back, getting their man advantage back up, and it looks like NL University is going to be finishing off this push. Garfield coming out with a huge shatter, finding 4 people, but not quite enough in order to hold. Not quite enough to hold. As Golden Lions are pushed back, NL University with a huge amount of time on the clock. 3 minutes and 30 seconds coming into this last point. NL University swapping onto the McCree, trying to counter the Pharah, but the Golden Lions have already swapped off a bit. NL University's Red Vader looking, sneaking up, trying to get up that high ground, maybe looking for a blade. Gets spotted. Golden Lions falling back a bit. Rally coming in for NL University as they push in hard with the blade. Looking for the Mercy, doesn't find her. Looking for another target, not finding much as Excursions pops his Coalescence. This is getting close. Popping a grab now on the point. They're committing everything to this. Grab coming out for Golden Lions. Once again, not finding anything. This is still anyone's fight as Red Vader cleans up Garfield. He does get res though, and this point is getting very, very close as Garfield tries to stall. Looks like NL University has the advantage here. Garfield coming in with a shatter on the backline, finding Excursions, but not able to finish him off. Still stalling is the Golden Lions, perhaps desperately, but not able to do it for long. Rudog does come on to the point as Hammond, but it's not going to be enough as Ninja Swim does stall with that ulting Mercy, and we are going to a map number 5 as NL University is able to claim map 4 and tie the series.
Play of the game.
Black Silver on the Genji, going in with the blade. Finding Excursions early on, followed by Tylat. A huge, huge play. Finding Apex and Big Brainer. That was an absolutely massive, massive blade there. So as NL University has forced to map 5, Golden Lions will be picking our map number 5. It will be a control map. They have a choice between Nepal, Ilios, Lijiang, and I'm sorry, Busan. And it looks like they are going to be picking Busan. Let me just set that up for them real quick. And it looks like they are going to be taking a short break here. A little timeout. Alright, we are getting underway here for our map number 5 of this series. NL University almost getting reverse swept, but comes back to force the map 5. Golden Lions opting to go for Busan. Be interesting to see what teams can do with this relatively new map.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1.
Alright, looks like both teams here opting to go for a Genji... Or I'm sorry, no. Golden Lions going for a Rein Zarya composition with Genji and Soldier versus NL University's dive comp with Sombra and Genji. Not much damage output here for the NL University, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do with this. Tylad diving onto the high ground. Red Vader and Big Brainer following up. Looks like NL University is controlling this fight here, but Golden Lions putting up a huge fight as Tylad falls early. That's a huge pick for the Golden Lions, as it looks like Golden Lions are going to be cleaning up here and taking control in this first fight of map number 5. Taking the fight on the high ground is NL University. Not quite finding anybody yet. Red Vader coming in with that blade, finding Ninja Swim early on, and Whole Hog, an absolutely massive blade. Garfield charging off the map, unfortunately. Tylad, though, able to finish off as NL University takes that fight, or takes that point very quickly. They did have to commit their Nano Boost and Blade, though, to that fight. Golden Lions committed Coalescence to that fight, but not really finding much value from it. They are coming up on Grav, Grav, Shatter, and their aimbot. Tylad diving into the backline with that Primal Rage, getting low though. It's being healed up by his Ana and falling back as NL University is able to hold this first point. Or this first fight of their control. Swapping off of the Tracer, going over to the Sombra, so really a classic dive comp, besides maybe the Ana. Golden Lions opting to come from underneath and go to the point. Rudog getting antied early. Grav and Shatter coming out here, and Blade. Golden Lions wanting to take this point, and doing it with force. NL University not committing any ultimates to that fight, and Golden Lions able to keep a hold of their sound barrier, infrasights, and, or I'm sorry, not infrasights, but aimbot and their coalescence. Coalescence coming out early for for Golden Lions as Whole Hog picks off McCree. Tylad does get nanoed though, finds Ninja Swim in the back. That's huge. Popping the blade. Coming back with the aimbot is KKJS. This is still anyone's fight. Tylad popping his primal on point, but it looks like Golden Lions does have the advantage in this. NL University are not giving up without a fight. As Tylad and Red Vader do fall, though, it looks like it is going to go in favor of the Golden Lions. NL University having to retreat so that they can take one more fight to the point. Golden Lions having both Shatter and Blade online is going to be huge for them compared to NL University's Sound. They're going to be coming up on Nano and Tracer Pulse Bomb, but they don't have it quite yet. Only 6 seconds to get to the point. NL University opting to go underneath, getting on with 3 seconds to spare. Tylad diving up onto that high ground, taking the contest. They are able to flip the point, so this is interesting. They do pop Sound. Popping Shatter, finds 4, absolutely massive. And popping the Blade, able to find 3. McCree taking off 2, but it's not quite going to be enough for NL University, as it looks like Golden Lions are going to be able to hold here. They also pop the Coalescence, so if NL University can come back with one more fight, which it looks like they will with Tylad popping his Primal, they could still have a chance at turning this map. KKJS popping that aimbot early, but Big Brainer able to come in with the D.Va Defense Matrix. Red Vader popping his Blade, not quite finding anything from it yet, as Whole Hog does pop Sound, and it looks like Golden Lions are gonna clean up here and turn this point back in their favor, but NL University still trying to stall. Find any picks that they can, but they are unfortunately not finding anything. Apex on the Lucio, able to stall for a little bit, but does fall. Excursions coming in with his Fade. Still able to make this stall here. This is huge. Oh, but the grab coming in is going to finish it off for the Golden Lions, taking round number 1 of map 5.
Score 0.
So very, very back and forth battle there. Could have been anyone's fight throughout. But Golden Lions ultimately coming out on top. Next map is going to be Downtown. Personally, my favorite of the Busan maps.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
NL University running Widow and the Genji with a dive composition, running Moira and Brig. Interesting to see if that's going to be enough healing for them. Compared to the diving goats of the Golden Lions. Initiating hard is Red Vader. Picking off Garfield early, that's going to be huge, huge. Turning over the point to NL University very, very quickly. This first fight going to be wrapping up very quick.
I am taking those into.
As the flying goat strat did not quite work in the Golden Lions' favor. McCree taking up that high ground position.
Dans ma ligne de mire. Come on. Beste så.
McCree looking to see if he can find anyone. Not quite seeing much yet. But as they push in, that may change. Golden Lions switching over to a more classic Goats composition. McCree not able to find anyone. This is still anyone's fight. Tylad does pick off Whole Hog early on. Black Silver coming back with a gun to Tylad. This is still could go anyway. Red Vader popping the Blade as Excursions pops Coalescence. McCree picking off Black Silver. KKJS finishing off Red Blader. Not able to get much out of his Blade. Coalescence comes in for the Golden Lions as the bomb comes in for NL University. Sorry, this fight is just going so quickly, can't even keep up with it. Golden Lions opting to still stay in this fight, but Tylad trying to say something about that. Booping them around, Garfield finds the picks on the Apex, and it looks like Golden Lions with the advantage here. Still trying to stall out is NL University. Trying to fight this out, trying to find any picks they can. Garfield coming out with a Shatter, does not find anyone, unfortunately. Or I'm sorry, does find the mech of Big Brainer, and it looks like Golden Lions finally going to be turning over this point. But not before NL University is able to rack up 85% or 84% on the objective. That is absolutely massive for NL University. if they win just one fight and are able to get some pretty hard staggers onto the Golden Lions, this may wrap up the fight for them. They are going to stick with this composition. They have Infrasights online, but Golden Lions with quite a few ults. They have Grav, they have Coalescence, Sound Barrier, and Diva Bomb. NL University opting to go around, take the flank route, but Golden Lions is ready for him, holding very, very tight, not allowing Tylad to find very much of the bomb at all. Popping 3 ultimates is the Golden Lions. This surely will wrap up the fight quickly, but completely drained their... 5 ultimates on the side of the Golden Lions. Overkill in my opinion, but certainly wrapping up the fight quick. NL University with the advantage here, coming up with both of their tank ults. Rally, Coalescence will be there soon enough, along with Blade and Infrasights. Unfortunately, poor ult economy management on the side of the Golden Lions. They are holding this very, very tight corner here. Garfield diving right in. Red Vader with the Blade. Loves this grouped up. Garfield with the Shatter does find Red Vader. But will it be enough to turn this in the favor of the Golden Lions? Excursions coming out with the Coalescence. Bomb coming out for NL University, not finding anyone. All of the ultimates have been used for NL University, so they have to win this fight. If they don't, it would be huge for Golden Lions. As it looks like the Golden Lions are going to clutch this out despite their lack of economy. They make up for it with some brilliant, brilliant positioning. As the map comes to a close, will NL University be able to come on and stall? Fan favorite here is NL University. Excursions on the point, trying to put in some damage, not finding much. Big Brainer coming on, Tylad coming back on with the Hammond. Garfield with the Shatter, finds 2, and it looks like Golden Lions are cleaning up this fight. Grav coming in to finish off, Apex coming onto the point, trying to get any more stall percentage, but it's not going to find it, and this map number 5 is going to go to the Golden Lions. They take the series. Absolutely huge play at the end there. Brilliant, brilliant positioning by the Golden Lions. Able to counter a 5 or 6 ultimate deficit just on positioning alone. That was absolutely massive. As we watch a big, big blade from Red Blader, picking off Whole Hog and Ninja very early on. Garfield missing the charge, and the KKJ is opting just to jump off, not really taking that fight, not feeling it.
Yosh.
Okay, so big shout out here to both of our teams. Both teams put up a big, big fight. Both NL University and Golden Lions did a fantastic job. I would like to take a quick moment to thank our sponsor, Athens Pegasus. They are a premier esports organization. They are currently competing in the Rose League, so it'll be very exciting to see what they can produce for us later on in the season. Looking forward, though, it looks like one of our very close friends, Harry Hook, is streaming right now. So after this broadcast wraps up, we will be hosting him. So if you want to stick around and watch Harry Hook stream, I know he's a very, very talented player. You can learn a lot just by watching his gameplay. But I want to thank every one of you for tuning in. Great match tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.